Hey guys, what's going on? It's Frank, and this video is going to be about Mod 12 and the changes that are coming along with that. Those who don't know, Mod 12 has been released on the 9th or 12th of September, which is going to be pretty big. I'm excited for Mod 12. 11.5 really wasn't that big for me. Obviously, loadouts are a thing now, but unless you're high end and fully spec'd, having two loadouts really isn't helping much. But that's just my opinion. This one we're going to talk about fixes and things coming in Mod 12. We're not going to talk a lot about the fixes that are already happening in Mod 12 since they're not really affecting console players. Because we're just going to experience for the first time, unlike the PC players who already have it, which they've already fixed some stuff, especially with the currencies and the voodoo dolls and stuff like that, the treasures that you're getting. But again, that's really not affecting console players, being that we haven't yet received Mod 12. So this is going to be about fixes that are coming to content that we already have. If you want to see or hear me talk about the content fixes for Mod 12, let me know in the comments below, and I'll be more than happy to accommodate. The first things first is the drop rates of IG are going to be changed. They're going to be increased, I should say, and I'm excited for that. I need the sword knot for the self sword. That's a tongue twister. And that will be the best in slot companion leading up to and including Mod 12. So that's all I need. I need to get that, and hopefully Mod 12 fixes that, or I might just grind for it for the next month to see if I can get it myself. But other than that, I'm excited to see where Mod 12 leads us. Another addition that they're adding is a 7th bank slot, or I'm sorry, 7th bag slot for all characters if you have the necessary bag to put there. That's going to be big for people who need inventory. Everyone who's played an MMO knows that inventory is a problem, not just in this game, but in every MMO RPG that's out there. Inventory is a problem. So I'm happy that they're going to fix that, and I'm going to take advantage of it with alts and salvage and mules and stuff like that. So myself, I'm excited, and everyone else should be excited too. Speaking of companions, the new legendary bonuses will take effect in Mod 12. So those who don't have legendary companions yet, I suggest you go ahead and start working on them. For the first one, you're going to get 16%. Second is 8. Third is 4. Fourth is 2. And the fifth is 1%. So as you see, there's a descending value of the legendaries, but again, that 1% is still 1%. A lot of players go crazy over 1% changes to damage. So if you guys don't know what I mean, for the first legendary companion, you're going to get an additional 18% of your companion stats, and then so on and so on down the line. So 16, 8, 4, 2, and 1 for a total of 31% if you have all 5 legendary companions. Myself, I am already sitting at 4. I will show you here in a second as soon as I kill these enemies, and I'll tell you why I have the ones that I have. I am still running the same as the current build that I had, with the earth and air, the Aranese, the siege, and the con. This is still at epic because I'm not sure if we're going to be switching this with the raptor that's coming in. If the Bard of the Pack does stack, and if my group is getting the raptor, then I will get the additional 1% damage. So if that's happening, I'm not going to waste a minute updating this or upgrading it. I'm just going to wait. So again, this is only 1%. So if I switch out the raptor, hypothetically, I'm getting 2%. So instead of 1%. So that's still an additional 1%. Speaking of 1%, the Archon bonuses are now being fixed. So if you guys don't know what I mean, for each additional active Archon, you get 0.5%. So I'm getting an additional 1% from the Archons as well. Some people are saying that they want to switch this out with the fire, so you can get additional 0.5 plus the 7% if the enemy's half health. It's still not best in slot, so I would stick with this if that's what if you guys are worrying about companions for a Great Weapon Fighter. Speaking of companions, those who struggle to get AD, you are now allowed to buy companion tokens on the Zen market. I don't know how big the pack is or how much the Zen's going to be to obtain those, but you are going to be allowed to purchase companion tokens for companions. If you guys don't know what I mean, each companion to upgrade it has a designated amount of tokens. For the Siege Master, it's going to be 120 tokens or 1 mil. So you see where buying the tokens will come in handy if they're cheap enough. So hopefully that they're cheap enough to where people are buying them and not wasting the mil. So I've got to do research on how much the Zen market is for that. Again, it's not really going to affect me, but underdeveloped people who aren't prepared, you might want to go that route. Speaking of Zen market, the campaign completion tokens that you're getting, you are now allowed to trade those. So if you buy out a Icewind Dale campaign and you want to trade that to someone or alt, you can. To me, that really don't think that's going to affect the game as much, especially for the people who do the math and decide what the prices are. So that is still a thing. Along with the campaigns, you're now allowed to buy out a one bundle purchase of all the campaigns leading up to Somi for one sum of 10k. If the video I watched before is correct. So me myself, I'm excited for that. I have a underdeveloped cleric that I could use to really complete all the campaigns, because I really don't like doing dailies. I know dailies is a big part of this game. It's very dependent on your success in the game as well. So especially with that set character that you're doing the dailies on. So I might purchase it, I might not. I might just grind out the dailies now that I'm kind of full on refinement. There's only a couple things that I really need to invest in, which is darks for my utilities instead of refinement stones that are giving me refinement. Other than that, my character is pretty much maxed out with 12 in every slot. So the refinement that I'm getting from the dailies really isn't benefiting me, so I thought maybe just doing the dailies on my cleric and getting the refinement from that, since all my refinement is going to my cleric anyways nowadays. Why not? Kill two birds with one stone. Get the refinement and do the dailies and get the boons and the item level and the stat increases. So enough about that cleric. A couple other things. For those who are struggling with FBI and getting into FBI groups, the Mod 12, you are now allowed to buy your relic armor with Seals of the Protector, which is going to be big for people who are trying to spec out armor for a different tune, especially alts, or those who are new to the game and they want in-game items but they don't have the means to find groups, because at the end of the day, finding the group in this game, especially if you're DPS, is very tough unless you know people that are support and they're willing to play with you. So to me, that is big. There's other ways around getting your relic armor for your character, and it's going to keep people interested in the game. So at the end of the day, I think that's what ARC wants. They want to keep people interested, and at the end of the day, that high-end people really, it's really not going to affect them. It's going to affect their alts if they play without their mains, so they're already interested in the game as well. So I think it's a big step in the right direction to fix the problems with that. Speaking of big steps, the armor pin cap is going up. Right now the soft cap is around 60-65%. It's going up to 80-85%. However, that's only for new content. So if you're struggling with new content and you're not reaching the armor pin, I suggest you find ways around making the 85% armor pin, and then you can drop it back down when you're doing everything else besides Mod 12. What is happening is the level increase for the monsters and enemies are being increased. So that's why you need more armor pin. Armor pin, pierces through the enemies. causing more damage. If you don't have the right armor pin, you're going to do a significant amount less damage on enemies. So that's also something you need to look forward to coming into mod 12. A good fix if you're sitting at the cap ready, a 2000 armor pin mount would be a good fix. You just swap that in and out when you need it, get the armor pin that you need to push through the content. There's other ways around it, putting armor pin, stacking armor pin on your companion, stacking armor pin on mount insignias, stacking armor pin anywhere you can. But again, you're making a bunch of changes instead of making one change to the 2K armor pin mount bonus. The only way I see that is affecting people is if people have 4K power and they have to switch to a 2K power or 2K armor pin. However, the new T-Rex gives you 2K power, 2K armor pin. So that's still an option. That's going to be, a lot of AD though if you're trying to do that. We talked about the IG drop rates. We talked about the extra bag. We talked about the companions. We talked about the armor pin. We talked about the Zen market. The last thing I want to talk about is the fixes to the Trickster Rogue. Those who play Trickster Rogue in the end game, Trickster Rogues are manipulating a daily called Whirlwind of Blades. What that does is it stacks power on your character, and the power doesn't stop stacking if you keep using daily. So people are spamming the shit out of their daily, which is stacking their power to freaking crazy amounts, which is making them hit crazy numbers. It is a bug. That's not really a glitch. It is a bug into the gaming code. So they are working on fixing that, and it is going to be fixed for mod 12. Other than that, some of the stuff's being switched. I know an Earthbound Paladin, his encounter is being switched. Let me look it up real quick. The Prophecy of Doom for the Cleric is now being fixed, which is pretty good. I'm excited for that for my Cleric. The skirmishes, the elemental seals are no longer being dropped from dungeons, so that's another thing if people are trying to farm for salvage. That was a big way of doing that, but now they're doing away with it, which is understandable. The game has to progress. It can't stay stagnant. The Earthbound Paladin's Divine Protector to now properly prevent 60% of incoming damage rather than 40%. Other than that, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. If you guys want me to make a video on the actual patch notes for mod 12 and not just things that are being fixed from the current state, let me know. I'll be more than happy to accommodate you guys. Again, the channel is for you guys, so if you guys want to see certain content or certain things, let me know. I have a bunch of videos in mind that I'm going to be releasing in the next month to grow the channel, to get more views, to get more subs, to get more follows. So look forward to that. If you have yet to subscribe, please hit the subscribe button and turn your notifications on for more Neverwinter content. You guys have a great day. I'm out.